I know the feeling. Who wants the first question?
Oh, I'll go.
Go.
Kevin, you're kind of known amongst my generation as the Batman. So I'm going to ask you to be a little bit unhumble for a second. What do you think it is about your take on the character that's made it the Batman for an entire generation of people?
Wow. I think my approach to the character was from the inside out, and I think the audience senses that. I think that the passion of Batman comes from the tragedy of his childhood. It's not just a dark, moody voice that an actor puts on. That voice has got to come from your gut, come from the pain. And I just approached it as a stage actor would approach it. And I saw him, I wasn't as familiar with Batman as a lot of the audiences. So I kind of approached it with a fresh eye. And I approached it as someone who came from the theater and trained at Juilliard and did a lot of Shakespeare. And I said, wait a minute, this is like a classical Greek tragic hero. This is Hamlet. This is Orestes. This is Achilles. This is the great, great heroes. You know, this is a classic story. This is just a modern telling of it. And I approached the character that way. And I think the audience respected that and responded to it.
Certainly responded to it.
Yeah.
Did you change, do you have an active technique for differentiating between your voice of Bruce Wayne and for the Batman?
Well, Bruce Wayne originally, I just wanted him to be more like, I always envisioned David Niven when I thought of Bruce Wayne.
Awesome.
So I was thinking of a very urbane and sophisticated, because to me, Bruce Wayne is the armor that Batman puts on to face the world. Bruce Wayne is the costume.
Right.
And Batman is who he is when he's alone. It's his id, you know. And that I always thought of that armor as being very David Niven-esque. Urbane, sophisticated, wry. Originally, in the original couple of years, there was a lot of sarcasm in the show. They let me put a little humor in it. Bruce Wayne was funny. He was like a funny playboy. Then they gradually, as they darkened the color, they darkened the show more. They had me go against that. And then they eventually toned down the voice so much that it was very similar to the Batman voice. It's a very subtle difference now.
I figured.
It's very subtle.
Yeah.
But originally it was, you know.
Do you do something specific to create that subtlety?
Well, the Batman voice is, you know, it's a deep, husky sound. And the Bruce Wayne voice was just closer to my normal speaking voice.
Excellent.
Well, speaking to that point, you voice Batman in various continuities within the DC animated universe. So when it comes to something like Killing Joke, where the tone is a little darker, is there a certain nuance or inflection that you sort of want to imbue in the character?
No, I think that the trick with a character as iconic as this is remaining true to the character. The trick is keeping it fresh, not changing it. The audience will tell in a second if he's changed or if it's not authentic. So for me, the trick through the years has been to keep it fresh, keep it real, and keep it seem like it's the first time each time, like you do on stage. In this story, there were certain areas of the character I had never had to explore before. And to vocalize those was interesting. I mean, how does Batman laugh? You know, where does that come from? It certainly doesn't come from that pain of childhood. And how does that come out? You know, so that was interesting.
How does it feel?
Mark said he loved watching me do it. I was like, wow, that sounds wild.
How does it feel to be not just only the iconic Batman, but to be doing an iconic Batman story such as this? Is there a story that you personally want to see done? I know Mark said that he's been pushing for this for forever. Is there a story that's...
Well, Mark, you know, Mark is a real maven for this stuff. He knows this stuff inside and out, all the animation history. He's much more aware of it than I am. I came to this as an actor. And approach the character as an actor would approach a character. I don't really have the knowledge of the library of work that a Mark has or a Bruce Timm has or a Paul Dini. But I do want to do Batman the musical. I think that
On that note, when you sang
Am I Blue on Justice League Unlimited. Did you record like the full song or?
I didn't. I did record the full song. It's on my website.
Oh.
realkevinconroy.com has Am I Blue, the full version of it. Awesome. Along with some other pretty good tracks.
Speaking as how you approach Batman as an actor instead of a fan, and so you kind of like discovered his character through that. Can you speak to what it was like to kind of live in that character for so long and keep it fresh for you, yet still keep it true to the character you were trying to portray, and like all the iterations that you played and how Batman has aged?
We need a shorter question.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just keeping him fresh through the years has been a real challenge. And in every different iteration, you just have to be true to the character.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Okay, sure.
Sorry.